welcome back everybody. So today's topic I want to get into, am I risking it all by not going to college? And basically, yeah, so it's been about a year and a half, I think, that I haven't enrolled in any semester in college. And yeah, technically that is a big deal because, I mean, we're in a time in the world, and I've talked about this in previous videos, like in my self-reflection and acknowledging your fears. And this would definitely be a fear that I still encounter myself with, like just risking, trying to create a lifestyle that I want to live, by risking. I mean, I know it's probably just comes down to, like, because I was lazy, I just, like, I didn't feel capable of doing any more work, but also it's just I got a lot of anxiety of, like, I used to have a lot of anxiety, like, being just in a classroom, I didn't enjoy being in four walls just all the time, just, like, forcing myself to learn more information that, I'm not gonna complain after that, but point is that was the situation, and I do acknowledge it now. I mean, I do consider going back now, like, now that my mind's a little more clear and just, like, I'm in a better headspace and I have more direction in my life. I'm definitely considering going back, and I think I know what I want to get into and stuff like that. But, it all comes down to, like, the radical action. Like, if it's like I like to be more about it than just talk about it. So yeah, aside from that, from my personal story, risking it all for going, like, by not going to college, I mean, I've done a lot of research on this, from, like, Casey Neistat to, once again, Gary Vee, who haven't gone to college. Oh, well, actually, Gary Vee did go to college, but for example, let's say both of those examples, they didn't base their whole careers and lifestyle upon that. They just more went for the things they actually want to learn that'll help them in their world personally. That's leaning more towards Gary Vee, but for the most part, yeah, I mean, I'm taking a big risk by not going because today's expectations are so high for everybody, but I don't think everybody's expectations are what you should be focused on, like, as long as you know where you're headed in the long run, like, I think that's what's going to guide you, whether or not you go to what's expected from this digital world, and just, not the digital world, but just, like, in real life, because technically, college has nothing to do with this internet stuff, but it does help you, for example, like intros and, like, just, like, little things, like, instead of me just having words right here on the screen, then I would be able to have, hold on, alright, yeah, I would be able to have, like, just, like, more, like, creative things coming through the screen, and maybe, like, shouts out to people. But point is, yeah, and so, for example, let's say I wanted to pursue YouTube, and through this journey so far, I mean, like, it's a slow start, and I've acknowledged that, like I said, like, I kind of, like, going back to one of my posts on Instagram, I used to want things at a snap of a finger, and, like, I've realized to start enjoying this process, because this is something that's gonna affect all of us in the long run, in terms of, like, if we don't continue just doing what we are passionate about, then, it would result to us giving up in whatever we do. And I have given up in certain situations, not necessarily, like, in what I want to do in life, but just like, I think I have an experience to share where I used to play baseball. Back then I played baseball for like 10 years, and there was this one time in high school where I just felt like I wasn't being helped out by my team. And yeah, like, my coach came to talk to me, and he asked me if I was done, and I gave in, and that was an experience that I think stayed with me forever, because, I mean, yeah, maybe I do regret it, but I mean, for the most part, like, it's just, like, yeah, it's just an experience that I will never forget. It's just, it comes down to just, like, now that I know what that feels like and what could have happened if I didn't quit, and maybe we could have, like, won that game or whatever the case may be. I'm not gonna linger in that because that's the past. So I let it go, but now I'm gonna see how I can improve myself. So now that's being said, you know, I'm gonna keep uploading daily. I'm gonna keep doing what I can outside of my creative space to make sure I'm being the best person I can be, even if that's like, you know, doing things that are unseen and by the world, you know, like by, you know, donating to charity, which I have done before. But like I said, and I don't look for recognition. I mean, yeah, it's nice, but I mean, for the most part, I just do it because, you know, I stand behind what it stands for. You know, like I stand behind helping people because I feel like not that it comes back in return, even though, you know, that's what essentially should happen in other people's eyes. But for the most part, yeah, because I mean, there's people that have like less than half than what we have. Um, Being said that you're watching this through a phone or a computer, that, you know, that they don't even have access to the internet, and that's intense because we've been living with it for like basically like since we were young. Me being like from the millennial era, yeah. So I never take it for granted, and that's why I'm choosing to push forward and keep chasing like my passions and my dreams, and just trying to expand myself. And um, through this process, like I just want to see how far I can take myself. And you know, if you're willing to follow me through this journey, then, you know, like I said, I'm always going to be appreciative, even if, you know, you only seen one video of mine. Like, that means a lot to me because little, I feel like I don't want to overlook these small numbers, because these small numbers are what can these small time, like this small time in my life is what's going to get me to higher places and like higher heights, and elevate me through all these like highs and lows from now on, because I'll be learning. I keep scratching my nose. It's like itchy. Through bigger heights, and I'll be able to get through tougher times with everything I've been learning, through my mentors and just through like experiences I've had, just like because I find myself in a lot of situations where something happens, and then I'll just learn from it right after, and then I'll just try to keep it in mind for next time. And how this relates to college is like that same thing, you know. I don't want to be in the same unmotivated situation and then, you know, want to like not continue. So I want to wait till like I'm in a good spot again, like maybe like stabilization is what I'm looking for. And yeah, and then I'll be able to return. And like I said, it's all just a big risk, because, you know, there's people that push through it regardless of what's going through in their personal life. But I just felt, for me personally, I couldn't take whatever was going on inside of myself, like emotionally, mentally, physically, whatever tolls I had on me. Like, there's people that go through that, and, you know, they push through college, and then when they graduate, you know, they're able to recover and just like live how they wanted to. But, you know, I just don't want to stay stuck in the mediocrity cycle, because I feel like, you know, I mean, this is just my personal opinion, but I feel like in every family, we're all, there's a point in time where like you get stuck in a mediocrity cycle. And yeah, I just want to break through that, I guess, like for my situation, and then in turn help you break out of that as well, break through, and then reach what you actually want to achieve in terms of, like, let's say you're done with college, and like for that reason exactly is why I want to finish college personally, like show my mom I could finish college. But that's not exactly what was my goal, because there's still more to go, you know, there's the rest of your life. So unless it directly relates, you know, for being a doctor, you have to have certificates, and to be like a lawyer, I guess you have to have certificates, and just like have that prestigious amount of like education. And for that, I totally respect, you know, there's no problem with that. But I guess for me as a creative, that's not where I want to head, as far as I know, you know. So I mean, yeah. So once again, as I close this up, I just want to inspire you to break cycles and continue to work on your passions aside from everything else that's going on in your life, like school and just work. People get caught in just working and then just going home and resting and then doing as much homework or like whatever the case may be, whatever thing you have to do just in your regular cycles, like try to break out of the cycles and do something spontaneous for once. And yeah, so, and I could branch out to everything. That's buying like a plane ticket, which I plan to do soon. I just need to work on preparing for that. And I'll definitely be vlogging that when the time comes. So yeah, so hopefully this helped you in some way, shape, or form, or gave you some insight on opening your mind to all these perspectives. So that being said, thanks for watching, and once again, I'm Steve, and I'll see you next time. Peace.